What's up, frigate chasers? In this video we add a second axle to our MacGregor 26x factory trailer. Thanks to everyone that voted in the comments to see this video first. Installing 2 house batteries and the V-berth is next. Here we have all the parts laid out we'll be using for this axle build. I will do my best to find links to all the parts and place them in the description below. We found most of the parts at Tractor Supply. Trailer repair shops and welding supply places may also have these parts as well. The most difficult part may be getting your hands on an axle that will match your old one. After looking around quite a bit, we finally found one that we were going to make do from Tractor Supply. You will need to measure hub face to hub face and find the right bolt pattern for your wheels. You will also need a welder for this job and know how to use it. Other tools needed will be a random selection of whatever is needed along the way. For starters, take the fenders off and remove the bolts from the rear of your current spring. We had to use a torch to get ours out, so you may want to order extra spring bushings and shackle bolts. Then use a grinder or a cutoff tool and remove the rear spring hangers. Grind the remaining rough stuff smooth. Safety first, kids, even if your goggles are snow sport leftovers. What you're looking at here is a large spring hanger, spring rocker, and shackle links pieced together and held into place in order to weld the new spring hanger on. The distance from center to center on the spring hanger holes was 30.5, but this may be different for you depending on your parts. Then you will add the rear spring and new short spring hanger and do the same. We ended up having a distance of 30 inches from the center hanger to the rear hanger, center to center of hole. The axle does not need to be there for this. We were just doing a test fit. We went with a 5-leaf spring. Probably could have used a 4, but it was fairly close to what was originally on.
30 inches front to front. 60 inches.
Interesting.
Front.
How about that? Next, repeat all of that on the other side. Once both sides are done, you can slide the axle in. The spring seats or mounts, spacing on the axle we bought wasn't going to work, so we added a couple of new ones. Marked where they needed to be and prepped the surface for welding. We used a C-clamp and plate steel to hold the new spring seats into place, then repeated for the other side. Make sure your measurements are correct before welding, as the spring seat holes have very little room for error. Splash a little black paint on the new welds and get ready for mounting. We had to buy longer U-bolts than what came with a kit that we bought, thanks to the 5-leaf spring thickness. You may want to use a hammer while tightening your U-bolts to help them seat well. The new axle was just a little longer than the original, but we expected the 1/2-inch difference on each side, and we are okay with that. We added some fenders and fancy bearing buddies. Put the boat back on the trailer, and it was time for a test drive. If you're finding this video helpful, please give a like. Commenting and subscribing are also very helpful for the channel growth.
So before, with the single axle, when we tried to come to a quick stop, the boat and the truck would try to do this number. And now it's not doing that, it's just straight stop. Tandem axle has made a huge improvement. It's no longer yanking me back and forth, and yanking me, you know, every time we hit a bump, there's a huge hole. No problem. Typically that single axle would drop down that hole and just yank you backwards. No, it's good now. Feels a lot better on this side. That's what matters.
Oh my goodness.
Needs a little straightening on it. Well, she's a beaut. Get this one ready to go. Another piece of junk shows up to work on.
I can tell you the second axle makes a big difference in how the trailer rides. Got us to Florida and back, no problem. Florida trip videos are in the making. Battery install video is next, and frigate out. Well, I guess that's it. Stay tuned for trailer rebuilds part 2. Deuce.
I can almost take my hand off the wheel. I'll be able to eat it cheeseburger, have a nice cold drink, probably pick my nose a little bit, and still pull the boat. We're good. This is a 1988 well-packed 100. It's had 2 million miles of wire run through it. It's a good one.
Link will be below. Where's Ed's toothbrush?
Oh, here it is. Still got preparation H on it.